The global epicenter of mechanical integrity is heading to San Antonio, Texas. From July 20th to 23rd, the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center will host the 2026 API Inspection and Mechanical Integrity Summit under the theme, Maintaining Asset Integrity. Want to see how AI and robotics are leading the charge in inspection? Find out at this premier event, specifically designed to address the industry's most critical challenges. With more than 2,000 industry leaders and disruptive technologies on display, come see what's possible across the upstream, midstream, downstream, and petrochem sectors. The 2026 API Summit is the proving ground for the future of industrial reliability. Secure your spot now at events.api.org.
Hi, welcome to InSpeNet TV. Today, we're very excited to welcome two influential figures from the industry representing certification and practical application in inspection and mechanical integrity. We'll be speaking with Andre Orphanides, the Director of API's Individual Certification Programs, and Brent David Ray, Mechanical Integrity and Reliability Specialist at Marathon Petroleum. Together, we will explore how certification, hands-on experience, and advancing technologies are shaping the future of assets integrity. Additionally, we will discuss why the upcoming API's Inspection and Mechanical Integrity Summit is a crucial event for this industry. But let's begin with you, Andre. Andre, as I said, is the Director of API's Individual Certification Program. Thank you for joining us, Andre.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here today and to talk about two of my favorite things in the world, obviously our certification programs and the summit that's coming up.
Yes. Well, how have API certification programs evolved in response to current industrial needs?
So, with our main programs that we have 20 programs that we deliver for the industry to certify personnel. And I think our three core programs, they've been around for over 35 years. And so in that 35 years, a lot of things in the industry have changed. And so
yes,
in our normal process, though, for going back and revalidating what we do, we're every 5 to 7 years, just like our documents are reaffirmed every 5 or 6 years. We also go back and look at the knowledge that's going into the certification programs, and so we take that opportunity to go back and revalidate. What are we testing on? How has the industry changed? What's been added to the job roles that we cover? And so SMEs, even like Brent Ray, who's with me today, help us to make sure that we're shaping the job roles and the knowledge that goes into what we're testing, so that we are meeting the industry needs.
Well, that evolution reflects for sure how dynamic the industry has become, Andre. How is AP incorporating advanced inspection technologies into its certification programs?
Yes, so as I mentioned, when we go through the whole process, we're going back and we're looking at what are some of the tasks that are new to what inspectors are doing, what's some of the new knowledge that's being covered in the documents, and things like that, and incorporating that into the normal exams or the normal programs that we have in place already. But one of the things that we've undertaken as well over the last year and a half is what I'm calling the Next Gen Initiative, which is, so these are the job roles that we know inspectors have, but then what are some of the other job roles that are emerging as technology has emerged, as folks are putting in place digital twinning or drone inspections or robotic inspections, and what are some of the things that are changing and what new job roles are emerging? And then is there a need to sort of marry those job roles with certification programs to have a baseline standard of what everybody knows? The industry was a little late in adopting new technology, but once it did, it's going fast and furious. And so we see a lot of change going on in the world. And so that's something that we've been working on. And maybe in the next, I would say, year to year and a half, we're looking to see how we maybe build out a whole new suite of programs that will address those technology needs and those job roles that have changed as well.
Well, integrating the technology is one thing, and having the right people prepared to work or to operate that technology is another thing. And that leads us, Andre, to the topic of workforce development. What are you guys doing?
So there's a lot that we look at when we're thinking about one. It's not only just upskilling the workforce that's already in the industry, but we also have a generational drift that's happening at this time in the industry as well. And so, how do you train up the new generation, if you will, of folks that are coming
Yeah.
in? And so, as we are looking at again how some of our programs are changing with the new technology, maybe there's some more training we need to consider. And so I work closely as well with our API learning, the training branch, if you will, of API, and let them know of some of the things that we're hearing and maybe some competency-based type training that could help enhance some of the certification programs that we put in place, or some of the things that they should be considering, because we have some slightly different conversation with our subject matter experts and what they're seeing from inspectors in the field. And so there might be something that they weren't thinking about. And so we kind of work in that, kind of administrative role, if you will, in letting the training program know what are some of the trainings that would be great for the industry. But that I think as we look also with the next gen, it's, what is that future person who's implementing the technology for the company? What are some of the things they need to know? And I think like understanding the data, there's a lot of data that's being collected. And so how do you look at it? How do you analyze it? Having that skill will be important as you go on, how to understand risks associated with what's being pulled there. The technology itself and how is that impacting your current role versus, what are its limits? What are its options? How do you implement it? I think understanding the technology, I think when people hear about it, there's some fear that, somehow technology is going to take their job, but that's not the case. It's if you understand the technology, you'll be able to continue in your role.
Besides the analysis, I'm sorry, the data analysis, what other skills are you seeing that the next generation will have to work in in this area, in the inspections area, for example?
Well, depending on what they would like their career trajectory to be, I think there are also some like soft skills, that in any industry. Do you have leadership skills? Do you have people skills? Are you able to assess things and explain them, whether it's to leadership, whether it's to your peers, whether it's to inspectors as well. I would say also the ability to understand the standards and how they work, and you incorporate them within your job. That's also important, the practical aspect of the standard, not just I'm simply going to, open the standard and know, but what are the important parts and areas to know as well?
Well, let me talk to you, Brent, about some other topics. I want to, you know, enhance more the mechanical integrity and reliability area. How do you balance API compliance with the operational realities of running assets continuously?
Thank you for letting me come online and discuss these things. Good topic so far. Let's talk about API versus reality, right? The thing about it is the API standards that we work and that we live with are reality. I mean, they were created by people that were actually working in the field. They're created so that we can be safe and reliable. So how do we marry those up? We marry those up through individual procedures at sites, or an organization will have an overall broad knowledge of things. We also train our people to understand those different codes and standards. We want to make sure that we are safe and reliable, and that's what the standards are for. They're to help us get there. Now, do they give us every answer? And the answer to that is no. But that's why we have the specialists within our companies that kind of understand, how do I read this standard and how do I apply it to the situation that we're in? So it's a give and take. We're giving back to the industry as part of API to educate not only ourselves but the industry in things that have happened so we can correct them. But we're also educating ourselves by learning from the industry what is being brought to API that we can apply back in our own individual operations and our equipment level.
Where do traditional inspection methods still deliver value, and where are advanced techniques becoming necessary, Brent?
Well, we are always finding a way to look at something in a new way. I'll take high temperature hydrogen attack as for one. For years, we were using one set of guidelines that API had developed with the specialists in mind. Okay, and we found out over time that there are other techniques that need to be used. So if you go back in time and you look at the old and tried true visual, uh, what we call visual MTPT type inspections, those are all basics. All of our inspectors need to understand is a basic look at equipment that we need to do. It's when we get to
Mhm.
the advanced stuff, is when we find damage. How do we look further to determine the asset life cycle and physical condition? So there is a place for new technologies, but there's also the place for the old technologies. We have to go out and get a rough idea of what's going on. If that rough idea with UT, MT, and PT is okay, then we can go
Mhm.
on and make our reports. But if we find something, then we go look at it with a different piece of equipment. Now, that said, with the new tools, we also make inspection plans and reliability plans based upon the new tools. So we may not do the old techniques completely. We may modify our plans to enhance our what we are doing with new technology. So they both go hand in hand. The thing is, our specialists, our inspectors, our reliability engineers, you know, our planning techniques, all that has to be taken into account on what we know, what are we looking for, and how are we going to apply the technology to help us find it if it's there.
Brent, what are the most common blind spots in the inspection programs nowadays?
Blind spots, that's a that's a big ask. It really kind of depends on the company, I think, at times. Sometimes resources aren't always available or planned for. Some of the blind spots we're finding, and in fact, here at Summit, we're going to discuss the more, I guess, the higher propensity for wet H2S damage these days. So
Mhm.
that one in particular, we think that part of that is we are pushing our equipment. So if I would say a blind spot is number one, we push our equipment, we change the direction or the places that we're going to normally look for damage mechanisms, and now we have to look elsewhere. We may find one and say, oops, we didn't expect it there. Well, now we need to
Yeah.
document. So the blind spot would be, in my mind, one of the biggest is, you know, not taking into account what we call process creep and making
Mhm.
sure you're setting your inspection plans properly to address it.
Adri, how can the industry improve the alignment of certification standards and real world challenges?
I think that's something we also work closely with the standards group. So because if it's in the standard, then we'll test to it. And so just making sure, as I think I heard Brent talking about like some of the process creep, and I think okay, and then that has to then be implemented into the standard, right? Brent, where you're updating
Yeah.
whenever the standards come to being updated, so then that we can then put it into practice when we ask the questions and we update what the inspector needs to know and what they need to be tested on. So sometimes we try to align. We have a lot of our SMEs also work on the standard side, so there are times where we're looking at what are we putting into the exams, or what are we requiring for the certification programs, and it's kind of like, oh, wait a second, one document doesn't align with the other, and so we happen to have the chair of that document here. And so we can just, they'll take a note, and so the next meeting that they have, they'll bring that up so that it reinforces and strengthens, and vice versa, I think too. It
Mhm.
works so that we better align what the requirements need to be with what needs to go into the certification programs as well.
Well, Brent, in your view, what role does API Inspection and Mechanical Integrity Summit play in connecting standards, technology, and field execution?
Well, it actually it's a good triangle for all things that we cover. Number one, this inspection summit started off as an inspection summit. We wanted inspectors to learn more. We wanted to give them more information. And over the years, it's developed into reliability engineering, asset integrity, corrosion and materials, technology showcases, and such and so forth. We are trying to take Summit to the level, and I think we have succeeded to provide more information across the industry in a centralized location and a centralized format so that we can all learn and we can all take things back and apply them and make our industry better.
Adri, how would you tell, or what would you tell professionals in inspection and integrity? Why it's important, in your view, to be part of the summit that we will have the summit of 2026?
Well, I think first and foremost, the the technical sessions themselves. This year, our focus has been really quality over quantity. We don't want to just have a whole bunch of sessions for the sake of filling up a schedule. And it's really been about review and make sure that they are, the best, the newest, there's information that is there and needed for the industry so that people can come and they can learn. We've also worked very hard with our track leads and the whole Inspection Summit team and the reviewers to make sure that each one, they're getting a rating of, is this at the beginner level? Is this at the intermediate level? Is it an advanced level? So that when the person's trying to plan out their schedule, when they're attending the conference, they can focus on the areas, the segments that they want, and then the area, like, if they feel like they're pretty new to the industry, they can focus on some beginner type of technical sessions. And then I think that spills over to the panel sessions. We're doing, I think with the 10th summit, we really took it to heart and said, well, what are some of the other things that we can be doing? And I think Brent alluded to it a little bit earlier with the technology showcase that we're doing. That's something that's been in play for the last 2 or 3 summits. So we're trying to make that better. We've got, but aside from that, there's also there's lots of different opportunities for people to network with others in the industry and really open up and learn and have maybe even mentors after they leave the summit as well. And then just with the panel sessions as well, they'll be handled more in sort of like a discussion so you can feel part of it. You're not just talked to the whole time. So we're really thinking about how can these panels be structured differently so the audience is getting more out of it as well.
Well, but thank you to both of you, Andrea, Brent, for being part of this conversation, for sharing your insights and perspectives. And I just want to add the APA Inspection and Mechanical Integrity Summit that will take place in next July 2026 will bring together industry leader, technical expert, and professionals committed to advancing inspection and assets integrity. I hope you can join us in that event, and so we can have you as part of this conversation. Thank you, Brent. Thank you, Adri. And thank you to all of you that have been watching this program, and we'll see you in the next program here on InspINet TV.
The global epicenter of mechanical integrity is heading to San Antonio, Texas. From July 20th to 23rd, the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center will host the 2026 API Inspection and Mechanical Integrity Summit.